Hi friends, thank you so much for being here for another week of NapKim Math. We played some Checkered Deck last week and had some fun doing it. And so I think we're going to continue on the Checkered Deck for a while to try and unlock all of our decks. When I was playing on my phone, originally when I was learning Balatro, I believe the Checkered Deck was my first win. Or first gold stake win. So it has a very special place near and dear to my heart, and I think that's the path we're going to go forward with today. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you, Napping Ood. I'm happy to be here, happy that you all are here. Feel free to ask questions, chat, lurk, whatever you're most comfortable with. And I would love to hear if you all have a win for the week so far. I think mine would probably be um, well, my win is actually my husband's win. He won his first Balatro game when he was playing on his Xbox for the first time. So I'm very proud of him. He's been learning from my stream, hopefully, picking up some tips and tricks and was able to do that. So I'm very proud of him. So I know that I might steal his win for the week, but that's my win for the week. I'm going to switch over so we can say what we're going to play. We're going to have a new run on the Checkered Deck, and we're going to go for green stake today. And for those of you who haven't been here before, I track manually right now my Balatro runs so that on Saturdays we can go over the math and analyze how we're doing. And it's a fun way to apply SQL to real life. But I don't do too much of the tracking on here live. I do a lot of it after the fact. We'll go ahead and get started. You got a good night of sleep last night. That's always a win. All right, the pillar is coming up, so I do always like to skip at least one of these so that I have less cards that are debuffed. I think I might, because we don't get a reward in the small blind, I think I'm going to skip and get Charm right off the bat. And let's see what our Joker is. All right, Abstract Joker. That is super helpful already. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use Empress. Because we are a checkered deck, I'm going to use Empress on both a heart and a spade to try and even that out a little bit. And I'm going to sort by suit to make it a little bit easier. Well, that's nice. I got a straight flush right off the bat. Fire was popping up even before I played the hand. So we're off to a good start so far. I'm liking this. Let's get some econ going with Cloud 9 and go on to the pillar. Nice. Just one hand. That's getting us a couple of extra dollars too, since we get $1 per remaining hand. And let's see. Gonna get Empress, and I think I'll go ahead and get Chariot and then go on to the next round. So let's go ahead and skip our small blind to get a free polychrome and get into our big blind. And let's see, we have the fish coming up. So I'm going to save both Empress and Chariot for the fish just in case we need it. And play a couple flushes. Flushes all around to get us through. All right, so we have our half joker, which is polychrome. We're not going to be playing many hands that contain 3 or fewer cards. I hope, at least. But right now, having that in our Joker slot helps Abstract Joker. Plus, we'll still get the Polychrome at the end. And I think I'll get Burnt Joker too, because why not? And I'll make sure to move my multi-jokers to the left of my times multi-jokers, because you always want to add multi before you multiply. You'll optimize your math a little bit better that way. Okay. And I'm going to discard a flush, so it levels it up. And I'm going to go ahead and use Empress on our king and our queen. I'm going to use Chariot on our 9. And this way, hopefully we can get through this in one hand. Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot more than we needed. So, yay math. All right, can I go ahead and get misprint? And this way, our Joker slots are full, so Abstract will be maxed out unless we get some negative Jokers. And let's see what our upcoming boss blind is. All clubs are debuffed. Okay, I think we can handle that. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up the world just in case we need it, since we do have a deck full of spades and hearts. And I'm going to go on to the next round, skip the speed tag, and go ahead and play the big blind. Alright, so now we can't discard a flush for Burnt Joker. And we have half and half. So I'm going to go ahead and discard the spades so we can level up our pair, just in case we can't repeat hand types in some future round. And go ahead and play that flush. And we got almost double what we needed. So we get Throwback, which actually gets us more than half Joker would right now, because we've already skipped 3 blinds. So we'll go ahead and do that, because we're not going to get much use out of the other guy. Bootstraps. Let's... Let me open up the Buffoon pack and see what's in here first. Alright, we do have a Gross, Michael! I always love doing that for some reason. I think I am going to get rid of misprint and add in. It is technically Gross Michel, but I always read it as Michael, and I always think it's funny. Like Ooh David from Schitt's Creek. I'm going to also go ahead and open my... Okay. Whoa. Alright, so we have not seen a soul card yet, and this is going to create a legendary Joker. And there's a lot of different ways that those can work. So I'm actually going to get rid of Cloud 9. So there are 5 different legendary Jokers. Let's see which one we get. Chicot. Alright, and we unlocked our achievement for finding a legendary Joker. Chicot disables the effect of every boss blind, which is kind of nice. A lot of people hate on Chicot, but I'm actually a Chicot stan. So, especially when it comes to having a photo chat build and the plant comes up. So, let's see. I think I'm going to get rid of Burnt Joker and get Bootstraps. And I'm going to reroll one more time. Okay, the Hermit, yes. We could get this to re-trigger all played cards in the final hand. But I think I'll pass on that. I apologize if you hear some barks, we just got a delivery. So Supernova actually could work well because we do have a flush build. I think I kind of want Gros Michel to disappear so that we can potentially get his successor. I think I am actually going to get rid of Bootstrap and get Supernova, just so we're not dependent on having a ton of money. And I'll go ahead and get that glass card. And actually, for Chicot, we don't need to worry about not being able to repeat hand types, but just in case we run into a blind where we have run out of cards and cannot play a flush, it's always good to have a little bit of backup. All right. I think I'll discard those. And that was enough. All right, we could get the egg, crazy joker, scary face, walkie-talkie. All right, yes, this is what I was hoping to get last time. So if you get telescope, that means that every time you open a celestial pack, flush will be in there, which is just what we need for the checkered deck. And I'll skip to get a negative joker and also help build up throwback a little bit. And whew, got all red cards. Very nice. Thank you all so much for joining. I see I have a couple more people in here. Feel free to say hi. Feel free to lurk, whatever makes you more comfortable. And if you want to chat, let me know your win for the week. I love hearing about other people succeeding, making themselves like hearing how other people succeed is like something that I love doing. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the world and just get death instead. And I'm going to get Spectral Pack. Random rank. I think I'm going to use Immolate. And it left my multi-jack, so I'm happy with that. All right. Gold card, stone, steel, wild. Let's play the Wheel of Fortune. And Chicot became holographic. Very nice. He's actually put it in a little bit work for us. And we got a negative joker, finally. And this is drunkard, so we get another discard every round. And because we got a negative joker, our abstract joker goes up. So that is helpful. Go ahead, and because Chicot, the boss blind effect is no more, so we don't have to worry about cards being upside down and not knowing. And we have more hearts left, so I'll just discard our spades. Keep the flushes rolling. All right, so we have photograph, which, let's see where our flush is at right now. Our flush is at 10. So at the very start, it would be to 20 multi. And we are on ante-5. I really want to keep Gros Michel here so we could potentially get Cavendish. What are our blinds coming up? I think, let me know if you all have any thoughts on which Joker I should get rid of. I am tempted. Actually, I need to move Chicot in front of Throwback anyways because he now has +10. Right now, Abstract is higher than Supernova, but after a couple more rounds, Supernova will be higher. So I think I'm going to sell Abstract and get Photograph. And because Photograph is calculated in your hand, it doesn't really matter where I put him with the rest of these jokers, but now I have the plus multis and then the times multi. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and get the Hermit. And I'm going to pass on all of these because I don't want to add any clubs or diamonds, and the 9 and 6 don't really make sense to add. We'll get Hone, why not, and then reroll one more time. I think we'll go ahead to the next round. And we do have slightly more spades, so I'm going to discard. And I'm actually going to change my 2 to a multi-king. And I'm actually going to leave one in my hand. I think we'll score high enough in either way, but not quite. So we still have half and half. And you can rearrange your hand. So I want to put my multi-9 before my multi-king so that Photograph gets the extra multi from the 9. But it doesn't really matter. We're going to win on this hand anyways. Alright, we could get Baron. We only have, well, we have 5 kings. I don't know if he makes enough sense right now. Alright, and we'll get straight flush just in case we end up playing one. But also level up our flush and open up Meteor. And we'll do the same thing. Straight flush and flush. We do have slightly more spades, but because we do have a queen in there, okay. That was a good call because we got our multi-jack. And I wanted to make sure my multi-jack was the one that got the Photograph. I'll put my multi-9 first. Alright. Smooth sailing so far. Alright, we could get Smiley Face, Abstract. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my Arcana pack first. Alright, get some lucky cards. And we can get our bonus king. I do think I am going to pass on Smiley Face. Just because, especially because we don't have Hanging Chad or Sock and Buskin. I don't think it makes sense right now with the other jokers we have. Alright. Keep leveling up Throwback. Alright. And we do have a flush gonna discard our spades to see if we can get a face card. Just to help it along a little bit. Alright. Gross Michelle offed himself. Let's go ahead and get our red card for now. Because we are skipping our standard packs pretty often, like right now, because they're all clubs and diamonds. So we get +3 multi there. And let's see, we do have half and half spades and hearts. I'm going to go ahead and get a queen of hearts. All right, so now I'm going to get rid of my red card and get bloodstone. Because we get a 1 in 2 chance if we play a heart that it'll give 1.5 multi when scored. We could get Wrathful too, but I don't think he makes sense with some of our others. I would say maybe swapping out Supernova. It is giving us +16 multi right now. But unless you have those in front of some of your multi, it's not really going to make a ton of sense. Alright, so we don't have any face cards. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 3 4s. Alright, there we go. And because we do have Bloodstone, actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to put my lucky cards first, just in case we get the +20 multi. That way there's a better chance of that +20 being multiplied by 1.5 if Bloodstone actually works too. And they didn't. It's okay. It happens. Alright. I'm actually going to save my queen just in case. Because I knew that we needed to play at least another hand. We do have more spades left in our deck, so that was the right call. We need to find more Jupiters. That's what we need. And I willed it into existence. So not only we get Jupiter here, but we also have guaranteed Jupiter because we have our telescope. And I think I am going to pass on the Mega Buffoon pack. Actually, you know what? Let's open it up. Why not? Alright, we have Constellation, which is great earlier on in the game because you can scale it a little bit easier, but not right now. Steel Joker, we only have one steel card, so he doesn't really make sense. And it's okay. I think I am going to skip the double tag just to scale up Throwback a little bit more. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And we're cruising. I would love to see a few more Jupiters. That's okay. We get a Polychrome Jolly Joker, which we're not playing pairs very frequently. It's 1.5 multi, so I do think I need to pass on that. going to use my Justice card on my 10 and then use Emperor to see what we get. Not terrible. At least it didn't try to give me some clubs or diamonds. So, don't have room for another Joker. We did play Wheel of Fortune and were successful earlier. I think we'll go ahead and play it just to see, and it worked again. This time a foil throwback. So for those of you who have watched my Law of Large Numbers spiel, it doesn't mean that out of every 4 tries exactly 1 happens. Over time they average out to be 1 in 4. And so we hit Wheel of Fortune twice out of 2 times we tried this run, and that's just what happens with the math sometimes. So, lots of fun. All right, I'm going to play this flush. Finally, we got a 20 multi with our lucky card, so that got us through in 1 hand, which is nice. All right, finally. I was hoping he'd appear. I think I am actually going to get rid of Supernova, just because I do feel like our other Jokers are doing a good, we'll do a little bit of a better job. And we only have 1 steel card, so Mime does not make sense. And I'm going to go ahead and get Overstock. And, okay. Now I'm excited about this because when I was looking at the upcoming tags, we have Orbital Tag, which will upgrade our flush by 3 levels. And because we have Double Tag, it'll upgrade it by 6. So now our flush is at level 14 in Checkered Deck, which is super nice. Go ahead and play. And it doesn't really matter where King goes now because he doesn't have any plus multi to him. Alrighty. 1,000,000. And I'm glad that Cavendish did not destroy himself a 1 in 1,000 chance of happening. That would be my luck. Hello! Thank you so much for joining. I'm happy you're here. You're just in time for Ante 8. And we're playing on the Checkered Deck, having a chill time. Let me know if you have any wins of the week that you'd love to talk about. I'd love to hear them. I have seen the multiplayer mod a little bit. I haven't played it, but it does look like a lot of fun. I think some of the rules I'm not quite sure I understand, but it does look fun. I think there is sometimes tournaments and stuff that go on. I'm not good enough for those, but I try to learn the math a little bit to help optimize my score a little bit. Have you played it before? If we could do a match? Maybe eventually. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet, but I do think that could be fun. I don't have the right stuff installed on my computer right now to be able to do that, but that could be really cool. All right, we do have more hearts left. Oh, congratulations, you got completionist about a week ago. That is a very awesome accomplishment. Very hard to do, and you should be very, very proud of yourself. On my phone, I've gotten completionist. I'm I think 11 wins away from Completionist Plus, but on here we're still pretty early. Yes, sorry, I misspoke. Completionist Plus. That is even more of an accomplishment than just Completionist. Um, that is very difficult, so that's a big kudos to you. I will show you kind of, now that we finish this run, I do track the data so that I can learn from it. And on the weekends, we kind of go over the data to see what happened. And this just takes a minute. At the end of the game, I track my start and end time and everything, so that way we can analyze it in some SQL. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will do the same when I'm done with this. I really appreciate it. That'd be fun. I'd love to. I think I need to watch some PvP before I actually try it out because, yeah, I don't know if I understand all the rules quite yet. I also really appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Made it to ante 9, round 16. We were not defeated. Had $27, and we did get an achievement, but I'll grab that later. And we won with photograph, like always. I'm pretty sure the majority of my runs I've had photograph. We had Bloodstone, Chicot, first appearance of a legendary, throwback, Cavendish, and Drunkard. And we'll go to our main menu. I don't think that we unlocked anything. Oh, we did. I guess you unlock the legendaries after you play them, because they can only pop up from the soul card. Alright, so we'll play another checkered deck, this time Black Stake, and get our start time. And I need to copy and paste values so those don't go away. And I'll switch back over to Balatro. And we'll get going for another run. We've been super lucky with the checker deck so far, and I feel like our luck is going to run out soon, but that's okay. It is fun, and it's a good learning experience. Because part of me collecting the data is to be able to learn from it. We have more spades left, so... And I kind of only want to play flushes. I don't want to play other things if I can help it. Let's see, we are going to get... I'm going to skip the reward to get investment, so I think I'm going to open up our buffoon pack to see if I can get... We'll get droll, because we are going to be playing Flushes Are Us. Alright. So... we'll get going on these. And thankfully for investing in myself, get the $25. So, I'm going to go ahead and get clearance sale to make everything cheaper, but it also means when you sell jokers, you get less money. I'm not going to get burglar because I don't like him in checkered deck, because I do want to use discards for getting flushes, and Okay, we don't have to worry about our upcoming boss blind. Diamonds, we don't have any. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get Judgment to see. Walkie-talkie, not terrible. Could be better, could be worse. I'll take it. And let's see. We'll get D6 to see if we can get a good reroll next time. And thanks to 2 4s, we got a higher score than I thought we were going to get. Alright, Fortune Teller, Popcorn. I think I'll go ahead and get Fortune Teller. And get Hermit. We don't have Jupiter, but we do have Neptune, which is nice. Even though I haven't played a straight flush in this yet. And we'll get Supernova, because Supernova is fantastic in the Checkered Deck. I love Driver's License, but I don't even have any enhanced cards yet, so I think... Let me reroll again. Go ahead and get Chariot. I'm going to get 3 of a kind, just in case we don't have Chicot to save us, and we run into a blind where we can't repeat hand types. I feel like that's going to happen sooner rather than later. I forgot to look at the stake. So we can get Eternal Jokers in this this stake. So those are ones that once you buy, you can't get rid of. So we have to be careful about which ones that we pick up. Go ahead and get rid of my 2s. All right, let's play this game. I'm going to use the Fool to get Hanged Man again. Get rid of some more lower cards with Hanged Man to make our deck give us the cards that we want it to give us. And don't love the pillar coming up. I think I'm going to skip both of these because that way you don't have anything to deal with pillar. Alright, we could get Ecto to make one of our jokers negative so that we'd have the possibility of getting some more jokers. The only one that I'm iffy on is Walkie-Talkie. The others can scale. Well, Droll doesn't scale, but we're playing mostly flushes because I don't want to use Familiar because I don't want to get clubs or diamonds. I think I'm going to have to skip Ecto for now. Alright. And we have about the same amount of both. So, because we have a 10 in our hearts, I'm going to keep the hearts. So Walkie-Talkie will give us +4. And I think we're going to make my 7 a steel card. I was thinking about using Hangman, but I didn't want to get rid of my 4 because of walkie-talkie right now. But if we got some 2s and 3s, I was definitely considering that. Alright, we definitely need a... Well, Swashbuckler is not great when we played our clearance sale, but +6 is +6. I definitely want a better scaling Joker, especially with times multi. Red card does scale, but I need to get a times multi soon. Because of that, I think I'm going to go ahead and play our small blind. I don't want to accidentally, and I'm going to use Hangman because we have a 3 and a 2. That levels up our fortune teller. Because we definitely need some scaling with the times multi soon. Otherwise, we're going to be dead in the water. So I do think walkie-talkie is serving us pretty well right now. I think I am going to get rid of Swashbuckler just because we already played our clearance sale and he's not going to scale very well unless we get a ton of negative jokers. All right. We do have slightly more hearts, so I'm gonna keep my king around just in case. Yeah, I am a little concerned that if we don't get a times multi-joker soon. So we have a polychrome here. Must play 5 cards, isn't that bad? We'll go ahead and get rid of... I think we'll get rid of walkie-talkie and get our faceless joker just because it's times multi and we kind of need that right now. I was hoping Jupiter would be in here, but he's not. So that is not great. I'm gonna open up my Arcana pack. I feel like our luck may have run out with this hand, or with this run, but we'll see. Wheel Fortune, nope, that's okay. Slightly more hearts. I could discard my 3 face cards and get $5, but I think it's a little bit more important for me right now to try and win this round. I do think we'll be okay, but I'm trying to figure out. Okay, we do have the plant coming up. Thankfully, we don't have anything that revolves around face cards right now. So that is good. I'm going to, let's see, our flush is we've already played that 19 times, so Supernova is definitely better to keep around. I do feel like Fortune Teller and Droll are probably a little bit better to keep than Misprint, just because Misprint can be super inconsistent, so we'll get our Gross Michael and keep on playing. Get our Temperance to get a little bit more money. Don't really want to change anything into wild cards because if you get a boss blind that debuffs a certain suit, that does not work well. I think I'll go ahead and use Hierophant on some of our non-face cards since we do have the plant coming up. And I'm going to scale Mercury just to see different options. All right. That is scoring a little bit better than we have been, so of course, not that far away from 20,000, but that's okay. Alright, loyalty card. We're not playing straights, so don't really care about that. I think I'm going to open up some card packs. Of course, these are all clubs and diamonds. Of course. I'll go ahead and get our purple seal 4, then skip the rest. Alright. We do have more hearts, so I'll get those. Keep building up Supernova. All right. Of course, Gross Michelle said we were too gross for him and decided to say goodbye for the night. All right, so we do have our first Eternal Joker pop up, which is Zany Joker, which we're not playing 3 of a kinds or full houses or anything, so that is not super helpful. Because we do have the plant coming up, I think I'm going to put the Empress on some non-face cards. See if I'm debating between these two. I think Blue Seal is a little bit more useful long term. As long as we can roll with it. I'm gonna go ahead and buy Splash even though we're playing flushes. And move on and then... Alright. Go ahead and use that. I'm gonna use Death to turn my 4 into a multi-9. See what Emperor gives us. Do not want Star. Go ahead and put Chariot on our 6. We may be out of luck. unless we run into some super lucky draws. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to get out of this. But I am going to discard to see. Yeah. And an L, but that's okay. We learn from it. All right. Switch over to the browser to track. Paste that seed in first. Get our end time. And it's okay that we lost. It is data that we learn from. So we have 115. We just didn't find any good scaling times multi-jokers, which made it very difficult to get super far. I probably should have re-rolled at least one more time in the last shop, but I try to keep enough money where I can grow my money and buy the things that I need to. But I think I should have spent down on that one. All right, and I think we may have, I'm going to go to the main menu. We may have unlocked Mr. Bones, yes. Which, if you lose 5 runs because we started this profile from scratch, this is our 5th loss, our 15th game, so we've won 2/3 of our games and finally unlocked Mr. Bones. So he can be helpful sometimes. And let's go and try the black steak one more time today. Going to start, capture my start time and date, and see if we can do better this time. Switch back to Balatro and try again and learn something from it, even if we don't succeed. Because our small blind doesn't get us any reward, I'm going to go ahead and skip to get the economy tag. And start another round of Flushes R Us. My main goal in playing with Checkered Deck, because for me it is one of the easier decks, I want to unlock all the other decks, including Plasma Deck, which is my favorite. But that may take a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get Telescope because that is one of the more useful things you can get in the Checkered Deck, even though it brings us down to $1. Let's see. Let's play a fully debuffed flush. And with our banana friend, that should be enough. All right. We have a couple options. I think for now, we don't have enough money to buy clearance sale. And so I'm going to open at least one of these because Jupiter is going to be in here from now on because we've played it 3 times and no other hands. So I'll do that and then try to build up a little bit more money. And the nice thing is we had all spades are debuffed in the first ante, and now all hearts are debuffed in this ante, so we get all of that out of the way early on. I think I'm going to go ahead and pass so that And of course he goes extinct right before that. Right before that. Alright. We can get an Eternal Lusty Joker. He's not gonna help on the head. Our flush will get us 300 chips without anything extra, which we'd probably be cutting it close without any extra help. So I'm gonna have to re-roll. And I think I have to get sock and just hope that we get some face cards. And of course, we don't get any face cards in this flush. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play this because it'll get us 300 points, or 300 chips. Now we got 2 face cards in here, so that should help a little bit. And I want to discard until I get another face card. There we go, just to make sure. Actually, I probably didn't do that because the flush would give us 300 chips anyways. That's okay. Alright. Well, at least with Photograph and Sock, might have a better chance of getting some... being able to build up a little bit of money. But we'll see. Alright, that was nice. Took us from a flush being 300 to 3,000 round score, which is really nice. I don't want to ride the bus. I think I'm going to get Even Steven just to help out with chips a little bit. And make sure to move my king to the end. Play my even cards and then any other cards. Alright, and I wasn't even paying attention. First hand is drawn face down. That's not terrible. Let's see. Because we have Telescope, I'm going to open up Celestial Pack. And hope that I can start building up a little bit more money. I think I'm going to get Blue Joker too, because that really helps. And let's see. Okay, so that is an ace of hearts, or a king of hearts. Because when I sort by rank, it goes to the top instead of the bottom. I'm gonna discard those. That way I know what they are, and I'm going to make sure our 10 is at the beginning since that's even. Alright. Droll is nice, but I don't want him to be eternal because I want to be able to get other stuff. Walkie-talkie. Don't think he's as useful right now. Let's see. Extra large blind, of course. Okay. I think I'm going to get our Celestial Pack to keep leveling up our flush. And play both of our even cards before our face cards. Okay, that's getting us 17,000. Which, okay, I think we should be good as long as we get some face cards and flushes. And some even to help. Alright, let's see what this is like with... Okay, we do have one even. Alright, 16,000, that's still not bad. I don't want to get High Priestess because it's probably not going to give me a flush. Even though I'm not getting enough to get full interest because my Celestial packs are guaranteed to have Jupiter. I keep on opening them. I want to keep opening them up. Alright, so we don't have any evens here. Alright, that got us almost halfway. I want at least one face card here. It just doesn't want to give me one. So I'll just play all evens and see what that does. Alright, not great. And now we don't have a flush. So I think I'm going to play these two, since we definitely were going to have a face card there. Make sure I'm using all my even cards and then my face cards at the end. And so this should be enough. Yeah. But I broke my streak of only playing flushes in the checkered deck. Played one high card. How rude. Alright, we'll go ahead and get Joker mail-in rebate. And 0 discards. Alright, Orbital. I don't care about 3 of a kind right now. So 6s. So we'll get rid of our hearts. I really would like to see a face card to make it a little bit better. Because without a face card, we're not really going to get that many chips. But I also don't want to lose all my discards. Okay. So now, a little bit better. Alright, now we finally got over $25, but I feel like probably going to spend down a little bit to try and make a little bit of money. Alright, we'll put our gold card on our 7, since it's not a face card and it's not even. And 7 is actually the worst card in the deck because there's not any special Joker around a 7. Okay, we could use Aura, Gold Seal, Red Seal. I don't want a random rank right now. I think I'll put Aura on our 8. Oh, Polychrome. Nice. That doesn't happen very often for me. Alright, we don't have any 2s to discard. And we have about half and half. So we'll get rid of our hearts. And alright. Let me see if I can keep that. Of course, I meant to discard 2 cards. There you go. I kind of wanted to not play my gold card to make a little bit more money. We definitely need to start seeing some multi jokers coming through soon. Thankfully, because of telescope, we are leveling up our flush better than we had been, so that is helping. Now we have 0 discards. Thankfully, we started with a flush. And we have another flush, which is nice. And another. And this should be more than we need, but just to make sure, always put those face cards at the end. Alright, green joker, banner. Gonna open my Arcana pack first. Let me get rid of our 6s. Actually, no, because right now those work for even Steven. Glad I thought about that. I'm actually gonna get rid of our ace and our 3. I'm gonna use Overstock, and nothing great there. You know what? Let's see what we get. Driver's license, and we have 1 enhanced card right now. Well, womp womp. I have a feeling our run is going to end very soon, but that's okay. Alright, so to optimize my math a little bit, we're putting our non-polychrome even cards first, then our polychrome 8, so it'll get a +4 and the times 1.5, and then our face cards. And thankfully that was enough, and we have $3 to buy nothing. We can get... Alright, we'll get rid of driver's license since we don't have anything we can use them on right now. Get Seltzer. And that should help a little bit too. This tree triggers all cards played. But then we also have the eye coming up, which I feel like I have been getting away with a bad Joker combo slot for a while. So I'm hoping that things pan out okay. I do need to get another level up on Jupiter. I don't care if that brings me down to $3. Alright. So, in an effort to try and get through this in one hand, I'm actually going to discard these to see if we can get another even, which we did not. Gonna try one more time. Okay, we did get another even card, which is nice. I'm gonna put my non-polychrome evens first, my polychrome 8, then my face cards, and I'm going to put Chariot on our 10 and hope that this is enough. With Seltzer, I think it might be, or it might be, yeah. I think it might be yes. Yes, it is. Way more. I need to trust my math a little bit. I need to trust my math. Madness keeps popping up in Ante 7 or Ante 8, and he is not helping. We did get ramen, which is nice. Let's see. Alright, the window, that should be good. I'm gonna get rid of Blue Joker. Get Ramen just so we can get a little bit more times multi. And I'm gonna open up the Buffoon pack. Not helpful. Not really helpful right now. Not really helpful right now. Okay, that's nice that we got 3 even cards. Okay, and all of our diamonds are debuffed, so I think we're good there. Stencil Joker, again, not the right time. Okay. Make sure our 8 is our last even card. Alright, we have Seltzer for 6 more hands, so that is good. 1 random Joker disabled every hand, which is not fantastic, but I feel we can make it work. I think I'm going to use the boss tag and reroll the boss and hope that... Alright, we can deal with Violet Vessel, especially with Seltzer and Sock. Even though I don't love my Jokers right now, I think we can make that work. Alright, so Seltzer will work for all of our hands, which is good. That's what we need. Having even Steven go before Photograph is working out really well. Sock and Buskin plus Photograph plus Seltzer, all of that's working really well. Ramen is... we can deal with Ramen. I think I'm going to see if we can maybe get some extra plus multi out of those. Don't care about any of those right now. So Lusty, we do have some more hearts and spades, but it's only going to work for our hearts and not for our spades. So I know it might not make sense to everybody, but I think I'm going to stick with even Steven just because we do have that has been working out well for us, plus it's +4 multi. I'm going to open up the standard pack and, well, we'll pick up the 2 because it's even. All right. If you haven't noticed, I'm twirling my sweatshirt because, I mean, we should have more than enough to win this, but I feel like I just couldn't find the right Jokers, but then once we found Seltzer and Ramen, I think that really helped. Okay, That got us most of the way there, which was super helpful. I'm going to get rid of all my odd cards because we definitely do need at least one face card to get a good amount of multi. Alright, and this should be enough to win us this Checkered Deck Black Stake. Awesome. And we unlocked another fantastic deck. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to our browser so we can track. We won. Put our seed in there. Say what time we ended. Our highest hand was 434, 336. Flushes were our most popular. Surprise, surprise, we did have to play at least one high card. I think there might have been one more because we used up all our discards. 69 discards, nice. 29 purchases, 3 rerolls, 3 new discoveries, ante 9. Round 21, we weren't defeated by anything. We had $5 left to our name. And let's see, we had a interesting combination of Even Steven, Sock, Buskin, Photograph. I'm going to have to see how many of my wins I had Photograph on for. I'm pretty sure this is win, I think 11 now. I think that's probably at least 8 or 9. And ramen. All right, we'll go to our main menu, see. I think we might have unlocked a deck. Our Anaglyph deck we unlocked. Alrighty. That is it for me today. I appreciate you being here. Please join me next time this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for more Balatro. And if you want to see the data that I've been tracking and the mod I've been building to try and help me track the data more easily, successfully, and automatically, I will be doing that on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube if you enjoyed this. And on Twitch, please give me a follow and let me know what you think. So glad you could be here. Thank you so much, Napping Ood. I will